Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy the Jerk, M3 and Mustard, aka One Night Stand, aka Send You to Heaven.
Just send you to heaven.
I like that One Night Stand.
I told you, man, you need to start a podcast with that, man, where you just wild out on everybody. One Night Stand. It's where you tell your darkest secrets on there.
I plead the fifth always.
your international travels.
I also plead the fifth.
What really goes down in Dubai for these chicks? We got to cover that topic. Matter of fact, we got some good ones now. We got breakdown and stuff. So after the show, I'm gonna holler at you, Stan, so we can get them clips ready for that. So we drop that. we break down what happens in Dubai. I know you mentioned that before.
Oh man, I'll put it this way: it's always a red flag if she's gone to Dubai. Number one, number two, Miami. Number three, spring break. You've never been to college? What do you need spring break for?
Well, you know, Stan, they need a break from their boyfriends, their husbands, so they could be booed up with their side.
And that goes to number four. You don't have vacation with your man. I heard that. Okay.
They need to mentally decompress from the pressures of society.
Yeah. Or from the pressures of their own marriages, you know?
Nah, I just made that shit up.
I'm just like,
you're like, yeah, whatever. But nah, we're gonna break that down. But yeah, today, man, we're gonna jump into that topic. You know, recently, Jess Hilarious, aka the Crash Out Queen, you know, was crashing out on what was that Breakfast Club. She was going to crashing out against Loren Lorosa, Charlemagne, and DJ Envy. And it was all kind of shit. So she had a live that I guess she was like venting about the whole situation where she got pregnant. She had to take some time away, and I think Loren was the kind of the replacement, but it kind of seemed like Loren might have blew up in that situation and did a little too good. And I guess she came back and was like, oh shit, like they got chemistry. She out here breaking stuff down. People like her. She kind of went in on her. So I'm gonna go ahead and play her live, and then I'll play a little segment of her and DJ Envy kind of getting into it, because he was kind of like, I guess he got fed up with her crashing out, and he kind of checked her. So yeah, But before we jump into it, Stan, you wanted to say something, or?
Oh man, I just want to say, like, man, like you got Jess Hilarious is just drama. That's all. She always just drama. Every time, it's never funny. She's not a comedian. But one good thing, though, I know you guys hate me for saying this, right? With this shameful plug. But did you know the Breakfast Club on Tubi?
Oh, it is?
No.
See how big Tubi is?
Yeah, no, Tubi blowing up, man. I be watching shoot, I think M3 put me on that. First I was like, man, I ain't about to watch that. I started looking on it, and I'm like, damn, they got some Tubi blowing up. Shout out to Tubi, man. I'm a fan now.
Yeah,
shit, they need to put us on Tubi, dude. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit Tubi up. I'm about to write them like, hey, Tubi, look, you need to get in the podcast game. Get us up there.
Well, you know, you get on Sanders' podcast on there too. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You know, fun fact, Erica Mena was going to be like the flagship for Tubi.
No,
she got a few movies out there. The Stepmother, she's on some crazy shit in there. Me and my wife was actually watching one of them.
That was a great show, man. She just messed up after she got into an argument with that black woman, whoever she was, and called her a monkey. And, you know, it wasn't the same sense, man. She's been crashing out.
No, she's back because she with the Zeus Network, so her movies be back on.
Yeah. But not just hilarious. I don't think she's that damn funny. And like what Stan's saying, she's pretty much a
drama queen.
I think just drama. I don't know why they. I guess me personally, I can't be around people like that. That's just emotional, overly emotional. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's probably the vibe she felt. The other lady, you know, like I said, they had that chemistry. She could keep her composure and stuff. And I think Stan, you were saying like she's producing and stuff also. So.
Yeah, she reminded her. She said, like, also, I'm your producer, and I hired talent. And it was like, Jess, you didn't hire her. She hired you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's probably some jealousy there then. So
yes.
Yeah, she was wilding out. So let me go ahead. Let me play that out, man. We ain't gonna watch the whole thing because I think it was like 20 minutes of just like.
Oh gosh.
And she up there looking like a tranny.
Until I had to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a baby. In this industry, what I'm doing ain't no right time to have a baby. So you have them when you have them. I don't regret when I got pregnant. I don't. I got pregnant on fucking purpose. That's what I wanted, a baby, and that's what I got. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted Breakfast Club. You feel me? And I'm gonna say this. I don't fucking need to be there. I wanted to be there. I loved being there. That was my shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was my shit. I used to be happy as a motherfucker on the radio. Yeah, definitely. I'm not intimidated by no woman walking on this earth. I give a crown to that girl. If you listen to the show, you know. Nigga talking about she tried to be my friend. Excuse me? Ain't nobody trying to be no motherfucking friends. What are we talking about? We just naturally, organically became cool. Once I realized what the fuck was going on, like I said, my anger was misplaced. No, I did not like her when I first came back. I didn't. Even down to how I was supposed to return. Like, we had a whole plan on how I was supposed to come back. When I walk in the room, she never left. First thing she said is not, how your baby doing? No, that was Envy, because he's the family man, right?
Hey, when you're ready to pause, can you pause it so she look at the camera again?
Yeah. What was that?
No, I was saying, like, as soon as she started looking at the camera, it's like that certain type of look. I just wanted to kind of like freeze frame on that, with her eyes a little bit open and her mouth closed.
Okay.
But
it's about is the shit that was in the comments. What the fuck would make me want to talk about the fucking comments first?
Like right there, or
yeah, we could start right there because
it's kind of hard. She too fidgety, man. Like,
yeah, man. Like, first of all, I just want to know who the hell impregnated her. Was it a Pookie? Was it another comedian that's like kind of like low budget? I just want to know because, like, I feel my heart goes towards like the baby that's born right now, because when he or she grows up and realize that their mom is like a hot mess, oh man, yeah, it's just bad work. So
yeah, the guy's name's Chris. Let me see. They ain't got no photos of him.
Oh, he's a Pookie.
He gotta be a Pookie.
He's a Pookie.
He got to be. So just based on what we heard so far, man, would y'all say like is jealousy or?
This is who she is. Like, she was on Love and Hip Hop. I'm not too sure. Was it LA or I think it was LA. Love and Hip Hop LA. She's like this on these YouTube streets when she was doing the Vine videos and the memes. She's hilarious with the mess. That's funny when she does it. But when she tried to go beyond that, she can't. Country Wayne, there was like, he had to talk with her, like, you just can't use my name to get yourself elevated, right? She was on.
Oh, that's right. So she was Country Wayne's like old chick, one of his chicks, right?
Yeah, but he's like, I didn't get her pregnant. That was hilarious. He's like, if you seen all my big mamas, they beautiful. I'm like, damn.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh. You know what I'm saying? And then she was on Wild Now. So, like, no matter where she goes, this is who she is. And there's certain women in that industry is like, I look at people like, yo, why would you want to hang around with somebody like this when they show you who they are over and over again, they're not going to change. So what's the expectation of being with someone like this and thinking they're going to be different towards you?
I think the answer to that is that most of us look at women like her. We know we don't have any intentions like to really be in a relationship with her. But we see them and we're like, okay, she's the fun type of girl. Until you start to kind of get a little bit more close to her, and then you kind of realize, like, damn, like, yeah, she was fun at the moment of her presentation, but she's not really that fun. That's her dude.
Yeah, she looking like, why am I with this fool?
Oh yeah, he's definitely a pookie. You could tell by the hair and all that.
Hey, he look like he in love though, man. Like she's like wandering off.
You got locks? I got locks. What do you mean by it? I'm not a pookie.
Shout out to Stan. Sophisticated pookie.
I'm not a pookie.
It's all good, Stan. Own up to it, man.
I'm a Leroy. I work.
But what was you saying, M3? I didn't mean to throw you off, but yeah, I wanted to show the picture.
No. I was just talking about, yeah, like he's definitely pookie material, right? You know, I was going to throw him, but you already kind of lightweight threw in the light skin anyways, though. So it's like a light skin.
What? How you coming in for our people like this, sir?
Hey, I'm just saying now, man. I didn't know y'all be thugging like that, though. But I could tell now I was dead wrong.
But yeah, so it seems like all her roles are pretty much kind of like Erica Mena. Like she's only being picked up to kind of crash out.
Yeah. Even how she got this job when she did a guest appearance. And then she was talking about, oh, yeah, they fired me, blah, blah, and get the job. And then in the announcement, she's back, right?
That's right. Okay. Yeah, because I remember that played out where she had that. Yeah, man, I get ratings sometimes, but I'm like, man, I think, you know, especially for Charlemagne and DJ Envy, it's the Breakfast Club. It's like, man, I think they're good without that type of stuff. So I was shocked that they brought her in that first time. It's almost like now, because like how this situation kind of spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
It's like, man, what did you expect? Like, you know, people like this, it's almost like you set your watch on you just pick a date a month from when they start on the calendar. It's like, all right, man, they're gonna have a breakdown around this time frame. It's almost like clockwork, man. Because yeah, man, I was gonna ask you, I hate going there because I do know you're an advocate for mental health, but do you think, man, I'm sensing some mental shit there, like
well, I'm not a therapist by any means, or cannot ever diagnose. But I will say this. Yeah, I will say this, right? Because we know people who like bringing in drama. And with her, she just loves drama. But you got to read the room where we are right now in America. We're kind of burned out. It's like we're burned out right now with everything, right? It's not 2025. It's 2020 plus 5. And so looking at 5 years of crap, and then you come out with this stuff, it's like, this is where a lot of people are kind of over it. They're like, yo, like, there's other things that's happening, and I don't care about this, and I can't care about this. She doesn't read the room. I don't think she gets it.
So basically you're saying she's slow.
Maybe. Oh, go ahead, M3.
No, so basically, in the most nicest way that you just put it, Stan.
Uh-oh.
Slow. and it's okay. This is all coming from like, okay, maybe post-pandemic, plus, you know, I don't know if
Trump in
maybe she probably a lot of trauma, probably got dropped in the head a couple of times when she was a little baby or whatever. Most of the time,
Trump in office. I'm trying to Trump in office.
Hey, look. I mean, we can't really put everything on Trump though. But go Trump. You know, I'm glad he is in office.
Man, it felt like it been 90 years instead of 90 days.
No, but seriously, overall, I think all this is like maybe she's contracted to be like doing what she's doing, to be silly.
But that's not silly though. When every time they right, you know what I mean? Like every time she comes on, we all cringing. Like we cringe because
don't be cringe like whenever we see like Erica Mena. Don't cringe whenever we see like I can't even think of like enough like
I got a list for you.
That's supposed to be like portraying the black community.
Jocelyn.
And here's the thing, most of these women are not even like United States citizens. They're not even like Black Americans. They're like from the Caribbeans or from other places, but they're still black because the color of the skin. But I feel like they use those type of people to kind of portray like a type of image, and they just roll with the punches over a paycheck.
Wait, what's her nationality?
I'm not for sure.
I thought she was African American.
Yeah, I think so. But I just think, man, mainly, man, because I like what you were saying, Stan. I think it is burnout, man. Because at first it was cute. You was like, all right, man, here's these type of chicks that crash out. But after like the same prototype, like M3 said, it's like, man, Spanish, white, whatever. At 5 years after watching the same thing, it's just like, all right, man, it's almost to the point. If I see anything with like any of those females, like you said, Jocelyn, I just turn the shit off. I'm like, because it's almost like what do they call it? Manufactured drama.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, that's why I was just asking about the mental stuff. And I know, like, man, we can't diagnose nobody, but I'm just like, man, if you just constantly always going off for the minute things like that, it's like, man, something's got to be going on in your head like that, or you're just a miserable ass person, man. Like, I don't get how you could always be mad at some shit for, so yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll get back to the video. We'll keep breaking it down.
Well, there was one more thing too.
Oh, go ahead.
And then she go at it with Corey Holcomb. And that's like...
He the wrong one.
And they've been at it for years. And I'm just like...
For what reason? Why go after with another? That's the worst thing to do is go after with a more talented comedian. In place too. And embarrass you. That's like Lil Boosie. No, not Lil Boosie. What's that? Oh, Soulja Boy, right?
Oh,
Soulja Boy.
Going after Wayne, Marlon Wayne.
Marlon Wayne, yeah. And man, he got on so bad, like with social media, like he got bad on with him, like begging to put him in a movie. Two, he also put him on blast, like I guess because he Soulja Boy smokes a lot. So I think before him getting his teeth clean, he was showing like his dentures, and I was like, oh damn. Like he went like high school level on him.
Soulja Boy at this young age got dentures. His teeth is that rotten.
Yeah, so he probably have like veneers or something, but yeah, like his teeth was black.
Probably partying so much, man, drinking and all that stuff, man. Like them cats be sipping lean and shit. That stuff probably eating away at their teeth like that, man.
Yeah, his boy called him a cokehead though.
Oh,
so yeah.
You see, them go after comedians. Also went after Corey Holcomb, Kendra G.
Yeah,
how that got her like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you don't want that type of smoke with the Corey Ruthless, and he got some paper where he could just go all the way in. Most of the time people are like using tact a little bit. You're like, shit, I might not want to get fired if I go too hard, but them dudes that got like a paper and that's their lane, like, oh shit.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, I better stop it.
The Breakfast Club. She brought him up on the Breakfast Club, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good for you for the next month.
Yeah, they better leave that alone.
Big time. What's up, Wally?
Wale,
what's going on?
Real quick, hold on. Let me pull this up. When
she look like, I ain't gonna say what district she's from, but like
this what 3 was talking about. Like, God damn. Yeah, so he must have got the veneers. Shout out to Shoulder Boy, man. Like, man, let me get my shit right. But yeah, that top pick, boy. If this is real, because I just pointed at the image, you could cook a piece of chicken on that grill.
I blame every one of these women that slept with him, dealt with him, was like somehow engaged and took his money and introduced him to a toothbrush or floss. Y'all did that man wrong.
Why you blaming it? Why you blaming them?
Because they slept with him and they knew he needed help.
Why you blaming them queens?
Because they slept with him, they knew he needed help. They got money from him. The least you could do.
Yeah, them broads is fully transactional. They for the they got no soul left. They was like, fuck it, I'm kissing them anyways. God damn it, my bad buddy.
How do you sleep with someone like this? Like, are you, and don't give them tips?
Yeah, they could have got him like, Christmas time, our birthdays is like, you get them the like dentistry kit. Like, oh, man, you got me a water pick with those water floss things. He's like, man, you got me that for my birthday. Why you get me this for Christmas again? Like, oh man, I thought, why you got me a mouthwash set?
You know what I'm saying? He got you a Birkin bag. The least you could do is hook him up with a $40 oral kit. Like the least you could do after he got you.
Yeah. I thought M3 was full of shit when he said that. I was like, man, let me look this up real quick. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, boy. My man was heavy on shit. He was heavy on them blunts over there. My man smoking pounds a day. But I'm gonna jump into the video and then we'll circle back to Wally. So let me go ahead, keep on playing, watching this crash out. But was I off on the tranny thing?
I'm gonna say this: there's trannies out here that do better makeup. So I'm just gonna say it because like she could take some tips from them.
Yeah, I want to call it training, or I'll just call it like a shaniqua.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Got a beautiful baby at home. Why? You know what I'm saying? So no, I did not like her when I first came back. I had to learn that Loren was not a spiteful person. Like, I'm like, I don't like the way you moving. I don't like, I ain't feeling this shit. We had a whole nother plan. I don't know what the fuck what that was in there, but that shit wasn't it. I ain't like that.
That was the look.
We made cool since then. Right? That's it.
Does that look like here? Was she looking like that?
I compliment this girl every fuck.
It's like she giving me auntie vibes though, because that's how like some of my aunts like from Savannah, Georgia look like when they're like nagging or chastising, and then they do that little pause like this with the tilted eyes like this.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm from Florida. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking. That's why I'm laughing. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stop on that, but
I know. I mean, it's all good. Like it just have to be like one of those like long pauses, and she usually do that like every like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's like they saying something underneath their breath, like calling them a whole bunch of bees. Yeah, and they go back to telling the story.
But all right, let me get back to this video though.
That's it, right? I compliment this girl every fucking day, every day, and it ain't forced. She's a beautiful girl. She knows her shit and she on her shit. Mm-hmm. And that segment came from me. Like let's not even sit here and fucking play around with it. Like, it's the crazy thing. This is another crazy thing. We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela Yee ain't that motherfucking crazy.
Now, this is the part where on the Breakfast Club that Charlemagne and DJ Envy told her, like, they warn her about replying to everything she see online and to let it go. Could they have to do the same thing? They told her that, like, never reply to stuff online. Like she didn't have to go there. Like leave it online. Like whoever is online is online. It's not our job to go tackling everything.
Yeah, that's the bad thing, because I hear sometimes where I was watching a podcast the other day and the females was like, "Oh, we feel like we're not protected."
Oh, here we go with that again.
And then the one thing, no, it wasn't even y'all, man. It was a different one, and I'm just like, why the hell you keep putting yourself in situations where you, man, if you maneuver a certain way, man, we live in a civilized society where it's like you're not supposed to go seek out shit to have protection, because it's almost like if you truly care about somebody, man, you're gonna maneuver a certain way where you don't have to drag other people into messes. That's not where protection is. So with her, she's like, like what you're saying, Stan. It's like, man, ignore this stuff, and we don't got time if we're trying to win and expand the ratings and get other opportunities built off of this. It's like, man, we got to be focusing on the business and stuff and on that stuff. So if we're all getting pulled into some stuff because you can't follow protocol, like you said, like, hey, man, stay away from this shit. People are going to hate, and you get sucked into that. Now you're mad because we don't want to get sucked into it. That's why it's like, man, I can't deal with emotional people, man. They're going to always have you in a fighting position. Yeah, and at the time, like you don't like respond, you're a punk or something. Oh, men are weak. They don't want to protect nobody. It's like, no, man, you just can't like listen. And just because you're emotional and shit, you want to respond to everything. Now you feel like everybody else got to like crash out with you. Nah, hell nah. But Envy and them need to cut this broad off.
You're supposed to be Superman. You got to jump in here. You're supposed
hell
to protect them.
Yeah, but don't you know, like, it just sounds like so weird when a person demands like another guy to protect her, right? That's like, okay, SJ, he has his wife. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it would be one thing if his wife was like, okay, hey,
no,
I'm doing a comparison though, right?
Yeah.
The high degree of fuckery, right? It's one thing like if his wife was like, hey, like, you know, I need some protection or whatever, right? Of course, as a husband, I mean, if she ain't doing nothing wrong, he of course is going to protect her naturally, right? But then you have a stranger that walk up to you and be like, hey, black man, I need you to protect me, right? Because that's what it is. That's what y'all supposed to be doing. But then she run her mouth like, putting you in danger in situationships.
Yeah, because like into what it looks like, I would never have SJ protect anybody because he has a wife he needs to go back home to. Right?
No, that's the point.
M3, you got family you got to go back to. Wally I got family to go back to. Wally got family he has to go back to. And his 5 girlfriends in Miami.
They ain't no 5 girls. Man, what the hell? Stop telling lies.
I'm just saying if you're listening.
Of course I am. Trust me, not 5 girlfriends. I wouldn't fucking.
No, but I think M3 was talking about.
Yeah.
Will I cover my wife?
Going there because like it seems like what it comes down to is like a person just comes up and demand that we go ahead and protect on site, right? And everything has been going on for the past 2 decades. We don't know if we're being set up, right? We don't know if there's a camera on that you just want to show and then make it go viral. We don't know anything what's happening. Because on site, I'm supposed to protect. Like, yo, that's a crazy expectation nowadays from just anybody. If there's injustice, yes. But you got to do a little bit smarter nowadays, right? But to off the wall, off the grip, like you need to protect me, but you're coming in for her, just hilarious. Just come in and just tell the girl that she needs to shut up and act a fool and crash out, and then want them to back her, to back her up. And I'm like, yo, beyond this being a business, y'all on, I forget what's that network on iHeartRadio. And don't you guys have an HR department? Aren't you creating a hostile work environment? No. Like, what protection do you want from that?
Let me give one example, right? I'm glad you mentioned the hostile work environment, but I'll give you one example. So back when I was married, and I was hanging with one of my Latina friends, right? Female friends. In fact, just say female coworker. I don't give a damn, right? She's just Latina, okay? And some white dude, he came up to me. He was like, hey, like, is this like your chick or whatever? I was like, nah, like, he even asked for her permission. Can you holler at her? I was like, that ain't my bitch. Go ahead and holler at her. You do whatever you want to do. And so, like, he tried to shoot a shot, and they had a good conversation. But then at the end of the night, this woman was all in her feelings. She got mad at me, right? She was like, I didn't feel protected. Like I feel like it was just messed up. Like, you just watching us, and you having a good time, but like, you should have stepped in and be like, hey, excuse me, but that's my friend, and you shouldn't holler at her like that. I'm like, but you're not my bitch, And I did tell her that too, though, just to make sure we're clear on that. I mean, you should have your own dude to protect you if that's the case. So you should just tell them no, but don't expect another person who's not related to you and have no sexual relations to even put herself like out in line like that.
But like what Stan was saying, it's like,
yeah,
if I see somebody, some random dude is like trying to take some ladies, yeah, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna step in those type of situations. But for somebody to be unruly and stuff, and they always like put themselves in something, it's just like, nah, nobody should protect you because you establish a pattern of like bad behavior, man. You're seeking out shit. And that's unfair to everybody else. So it's just like, man, you go crash out, then you want people to clean up your mess. So that's not protection. Protection actually would be for them to cut the losses with you and get you out of their life. Because also with protection is prevention. So that's what I'm saying. It's like if somebody like her, it's just like a smart person would avoid them because it's just like, hey, you're always going to be putting somebody in a position that they got to be fighting or doing something because you just don't know how to act. So that's where, like, I think a lot of times when we're doing these shows too, we're like, dudes are like, hey, we're not showing up at events, man. We're avoiding. And a lot of females like, oh, why aren't these guys? They're weak. Guys now are just like, man, I can spot the bad behaviors and I'm avoiding that shit. And that's what you need to do. So, yeah, that's where I'm glad we touched on that. Wally, you want to jump in there real quick?
I mean, shoot, what more can I honestly say here? I mean, look, I don't know, man. It's like that's why I say this idea for internet shit and everyone making the stance to reply and questioning, well, why no one ain't defending. It's like, I'm gonna just sit here and say this. If someone's making comment about someone else, so you're gonna just step in there automatically and just start making comments about the other person saying something about your co-host? If your co-host ain't replying to it, why the fuck do you think he's gonna reply to anything that happens to you? He ain't replying to anything that's happening to him. It's like you just gotta take certain things. But this is hard, right? Because it's like, put it like this, right? And let me put myself on the screen real quick. Put it like this. Imagine a world where men sit here and say, you know what? This is why we don't work with females. Because this will happen. But then guess what? And then you see more guys be like, I don't want to have a female on my team because I don't need this distraction going on and this piece of drama meltdowning out of nowhere. Now you just out here saying cut the cord, and then people want to wonder why females are getting less opportunities out here in the world. Shit like this. It's called unprofessionalism. Stop bringing personal shit to the freaking workplace.
But
the reality is,
but Wally's also called her being in her truth.
Wally said, "What the hell does that mean?"
Right.
You want to live your truth? Live it on your fucking time.
There you go. There you go.
God damn, Wally.
Shout out to Wally. Wally been cooking all day, man.
I mean, look, I'm just being honest. Like, you in the workplace, like, what anything you got going on, that's beside the notion. You want to handle your personal beefs? Handle it outside of work. You in work now.
Yeah, that's why I said, man, she's just got to be a miserable person or something ain't right, man, where it's like that dark cloud just follows you everywhere. It's like, God damn, you can't turn it off. You ain't got like no happy moments. God damn, like you just had a kid. You be thinking you be ear to ear and shit.
Yeah, but I think this is she's a first time mother.
Nah, she got 2 kids.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, these poor kids.
Yeah,
but yeah, let me play a little bit more of the video. I'll play the other clip. with her and
not as crazy as niggas try to make out to be. Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that shit for 13 years, my nigga. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know what's up with me. I feel played with. I'm gonna play with niggas. Like, that's just like, come on. I've been quiet a lot. If Jess Hilarious is quiet, it's a motherfucking reason. I always got my motherfucking mouth open all the time. Whether it's something y'all want to hear or it's something that y'all ain't gonna want to hear. I ain't got time. Didn't go live to talk about that retired ass nigga. Who still think he not retired. Nigga, you ain't doing nothing. And honestly, if he didn't hate me so much, I would actually agree with some shit that he was saying. I would. The girl is great at what she do. Loren with the latest is flawless. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh Lord,
I don't really understand what was the beef between her and Corey Holcomb anyway.
Probably because he cracked a joke on her and she just took it personal. It looked like she take everything personal, man. Like, and she harbors on it instead of just like letting stuff go. She just, she got a little social media. She gonna blast off.
She can't get away with the one trick pony. She can't go beyond the one trick pony.
You talk about the drama,
like just with the mess, and like, but she's not like Jess that brings you stress. That's where she at now, right? Because at one point, even on the Breakfast Club, she talked about going to Shaq's house and all the stuff that's going on in Shaq's home. Like, yo, like, if you go to Shaq's house, you be quiet. Like, people letting you into their private space. You don't need to advertise it on radio. Not everything needs to be online. Not everything needs to be on radio. Not everything needs to be discussed.
Yeah, I agree with you. It just seems. Oh, go ahead, M3.
No, I'm saying that's how you blow your opportunities for, like, other gigs or like other payouts, because when people are bringing into like the sanctuary, like the last thing you want to do is let the whole world know like what you've been through with this particular person. Sometimes, man, like you get more by just being quiet.
No, I totally agree, because that's where I was gonna ask you guys. Like, man, do you think in a way, man, this is kind of Charlemagne and DJ Envy's fault? Because like I remember you were saying, Stan, like she showed these signs early, man. So it's like sometimes I think people want to play around with the drama because they're like, man, it might boost some ratings. But it's like, man, this type of personality, people with this type of character traits, man, it's always gonna backfire. So you think they're at fault?
Well, they did bring her in because she does have a presence. Like, she do have a following. So that's what they brought her in. It's the same thing with tonight's conversation. They'll bring in female talent that do have a following and can reach a different demographic because they needed that. So that's what she brought in. She hasn't grown. Like, you're in a different platform. And just like when Country Wayne had told her, like, hey, you need to go beyond me, she hasn't gone beyond anything. And so this is more on her. Like, you making this money, you got to stop hiring coaches. You got to be a lot more different, because I think she's been there for a year on a Breakfast.
That's been a minute. Because I remember when we did that one. It was a while ago. Yeah, she wilded out. And they actually brought her in. That's what I'm saying. Like, with that drama they was facing, I think people, like you said, they might want to expand, but it's just like, man, it's going to come at that little bit that you gain from that person versus like all the shit that they're going to destroy. It just never amounts to that. So let me get Wally in there. Wally, you think they kind of at fault for pulling her in, knowing that she had a history of drama?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to see how long she's been on there. Oh yeah, it's been a year. But nah, I mean, for me personally, I'm not gonna say it's their fault. Honestly, like I said, this goes back to like, you know, the atmosphere that you're in. You already know shots are gonna be taken on you. You're in a place where you're a commentary specialist. You're already going to be taking shots. Anything you more likely say as an opinion, someone will take a shot at you for. Just like what we're doing right now. We're making commentary. Someone will take a shot at us just for the shit that we're saying on this panel right now. It's just part of life. You chuckle, you laugh.
Better not.
You chuckle, you laugh, you walk the freak away. Again, like I can see, like, look, don't get it twisted, right? I'm not sitting here saying, oh, everything that is said about you is like you just got to brush it off and just let it be what it is, right? Because everyone's human, right? If you understand that point, everyone's human. Don't say certain shit to people that's gonna literally overwhelm them. Because if you do, don't be surprised what comes. And at that point, I can understand from just point, like, if certain things were said and you ain't tolerating that shit, you gotta let a motherfucker know you ain't tolerating. It don't really fucking matter. This job, I can say kick rocks, right? On one hand. But at the other hand, it's like, if certain things are not like that deep, like ultimately that deep, and it's like, who cares? You came to do one thing. Or you came here to make friends, or you came here to do business. Like, that's the thing about this whole thing. And I think that's the thing about people in these jobs. Y'all be thinking y'all be coming in here, you got friends and all these other things. It's a damn job for a reason. Just take it as a damn job. Stop trying to look for friends in the fucking workplace. Because most people ain't your friends in the workplace. Let's just keep that shit $100. Some of them are out there just trying to fuck you over, throwing like little tidbit conversations to fuck you over. Like, stop taking the person. Get in there and get the fuck out.
I feel you. But I blame Charlemagne and them, man. I think that people got to stop playing with these prototypes, man. I think it's short term. That little bit you're gonna gain, man.
Oh, so you're trying to say
it's not worth.
You blame them because they knew what type of character she already was. So it's like you bringing her in there, it's just like fool's gold.
I think, man, it's male ego sometimes, man. I think we could control the. It was kind of like a Marvel Rogue, man. Or when she turns to Phoenix, everybody's like, man, we could control it. You leave that type of shit alone. You like, nah, I'm good.
Man, but I think that's like it's a catch-22 because it's like, on one hand, I could see what you're saying, right? It's like, okay, you bring this person along, but you know like who they were and how haywire they were from other experiences of other people they worked with and all that stuff, and on their own type of time. So it's like, yeah, I get that part, but you also got to understand, it's like at the same notion, but then where's the caringness of you as the person looking at this and saying to yourself, okay, you're coming into a deal. You're coming in after someone that's been there longer than you, and this person chose to let them after a long history with them. Why would you now come into this place and work with them versus saying, you know what, let me go ask Angelique why she left? Because notice what she said, right? There had to be a reason why she had to get up and go.
But I mean, she was there for 13 years. That's longer than most people's marriages. So maybe she did.
But that's my thing. It's like, think about it. You're saying longer than most people's marriage. Why break it up and go do your own thing versus just keep in-house? Why break that up when this is the same coalition for years and years and years? Why now? So just knowing that experience, you taking that insight from someone else that's been there, done that, and been that long relationship. Why now come and think you could just come in here and sit in here and just be a part of it?
You know, both you guys are saying the same thing, and I think this is where we have to look at leadership. And Charlemagne is the leader, and he's horrible at it. I'm gonna give you an example I'm gonna give you an example of good leadership, right? Somebody similar, right? The prototype of this, right? For her to follow would be Cher Underwood. Cher Underwood, a decade ago, more so, was on Steve Harvey's show, morning show, the radio show. If you ever seen her comedy, it's very PG. No, it's not even PG. It's R17 or NC-17. It's very out there, right? But Steve had to show her how to talk on radio because they can't do all the editing all the time. And she had to practice that craft, right? which then led her to do Queens of Comedy or other tours. And then she got on the CBS morning show, talk show. And she was able to hold her own for a decade or so, right? And she's able to carry through. I think, that leadership, what Steve had to teach her what to do, help her grow into something else that she's ready for. I'm looking at Charlemagne like, yo, you already burned out one female co-host, even though it's been 13 years. She had to leave, and she was like grateful she out there. She got her own show. She did what she had to do. She paid her dues, right? But I'm looking at her, and I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing? This person been with you for a year, and she hasn't grown. That's not good.
But I think the one with what's her name, Angela Yee, 13 years, that's long for like entertainment. So I would have pinged them for that. I think where they messed up was like, I think maybe like, The Breakfast Club, man, it's a good show, but sometimes, when things go on too long, you're just going to lose ratings because people are trying to find the next thing after a while.
Yeah.
So I think that's might have been what's happening. So like you were saying, Stan, it's like, okay, let's get somebody. So we pull in a different demographic instead of staying true to your thing and or maybe getting a different dynamic. And I think they jumped the gun with her, and that's the issue. It's like you can't train somebody that is untrainable. So I think when they got the replacement with the other female when she was pregnant, I think that's where they were comfortable at, because she was kind of like somewhat like Angela Yee, like had that demeanor, calm. So they probably were comfortable with that. Like, you know what, man, this is the true feel that we need to probably stay with. And that's where I think Jess Hilarious came into that. It was like, oh shit. Yeah, I thought she was supposed to be gone. I'm back. Get this broad up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think but that's the problem though, right? It's like, because this is my thing, right? Because what Stan was saying, like, I get exactly what he was saying, but to that whole thing is like, but this is my whole point. You're in, like, anyone that knows this show long enough for anything, you know who two of these heads you're listening to. You're listening to DJ Envy, a sucker, a true bona fide sucker. Yes, your history has been known, but yet you over here talking shit about another man, but yet look at you. You ain't shit. Sit your ass down somewhere. Be humble. And then you got
he also dated Erica Bender while he was married.
Exactly, be humble. Then after that, then what? Then you got your boy, Mr. Crackhead himself. Then you know, it's like, again, for her, she feel like she's walking into a location where she feel like she's at home.
Oh,
right, and it makes it easy because you're dealing with two doofuses. So right, you fit right at home in a sense, right? But that's the problem, and this is where it backfires on her, because on one sense, she feels like she's in a place that she feels like she found people that understand her for her. But then you got two dudes saying, "Oh no, you can't do it like that," huh? This is what I'm saying. The idea of running into business, you didn't walk into this fully in. And this is what I'm saying. How the hell you bring someone into a job and you didn't train them ahead of time to understand, hey, don't let certain shit be personal.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, it's bad leadership, because when y'all said that, I'm like, yeah, you didn't manage expectations. You didn't sit this broad down like, hey, let me let y'all know something. This is our show and you will get gone. Right. You act up like this, like,
because I think of it like this, right? If it was her with what's the other chick that was on Nick Cannon's show? I forgot who she was with that had their own show back then. Whatever the chick name is. But with her, right? They had their own little stick at the time. They had like their own little podcast, whatever. I could see that being done, you know what I'm saying? You had like that, that's between y'all. It is what it is. That's your, huh?
From B. Simone?
Yeah. So I can see them doing that, right? They have their own stick, whatever. They ain't under nobody. They just doing their own thing, right? That's cool. But we all know Breakfast Club is owned by a higher entity. So it's like
iHeartRadio.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, even from that point, again, her being bringing there, it's like, okay, if Charlemagne's the one that got her there, who was like overall seeding this whole thing? Like, who overall seeded her being brought in? Ain't not a jack thing. So if you're telling me that, again, this is my whole point. And this is why it sort of looks like in these moments, you look at this and you be like, man, this is sort of pretty fucked up. But it's like, on the other hand, it's like, this is what you chose to walk into.
But you know what? She couldn't do it with B. Simone because B. Simone is the same way. B. Simone crashes out, burn relationships.
But see, that's my whole point. But that's my thing. It's like that's the thing. When are you gonna start to? But see, thank you for putting my point. When are you gonna start realizing the shit that will burn you at the end of the day? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some of that shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, if certain people go over the edge, go at it, spin the block. But in the same sense, if it ain't really that heavy, let the shit go. Chuckle, laugh, whatever. Because guess what? You are at here, and these people that are making those comments are somewhere here.
Yeah. Yeah, not fact.
Like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's sad that she just don't realize that because it's like, man, she getting paid, man. She on a lot of stuff, so if she got her emotions, man, she be winning. But let me play this last clip. This is where DJ Envy and her.
Yeah. No, and we doing it on air when we could have did it behind the scenes. Like I F with you the long way, not on some internet ish. And to hear that through there, that's whack, man.
Just Hilarious is going off on live.
Oh, we have audio.
Okay.
We're supposed to be a team. Not one person comes to my defense at all. When I say I called Charlemagne, I called our program director, I called the boss, I'm asking, all right, what's going on? Where's she going? Why is she not leaving? What's up? Why is she still on air?
Nobody had a problem with Jess with the Mess until she started reading right. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the Mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the Mess wasn't good enough no more.
People in the comments, man, I'm not ready to sit up here and act like I don't see that shit. Are y'all crazy?
No, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Loren. No, I wasn't too fond of her.
What you did last night is what they want you to do, and you can't let the internet win.
No, but look, it's not even about what they want me to do. I did last night what I wanted to do, what I felt like I should have been dead.
This is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Loren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
But it's not even about
you. Worried about comments and you worried about what people say.
Come on.
I know who I am. You are great at what you do.
Everybody simmer down.
Like you are dope, and we doing it on air when we could have did it.
Yeah, see, fuck that.
That's what I was talking about. Like putting stuff on live. And it's like Wally was saying, is like, yo, it's always about I have to do what my truth is and how I feel. And it's like that worst advice I always hear on every damn movie and every damn book. Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
Yes.
Go chase your heart's desire. And I was like, do you follow your brain sometimes? Can they have a meeting?
I mean, follow your heart's desire is on a different plane than what we're talking about here, but yeah.
But you know what? Also, like she's like, I gotta say this to let people know. And now I got back to work because what could have happened, right? Somebody would have felt unsafe, and before you even got into that door, you've been met by security with your little box of stuff and your last paycheck. So a lot of times, I don't get it. Like you keep that to yourself. Go journal, talk to some friends, and sit down. And just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be doing this. And they did check in with her, but she didn't want to do it. She wanted to bring it to the people. Well, we the people don't care.
Yeah, so she was definitely jealous because she was like, yeah, homegirl over there reading shit. She breaking stuff down. And
because she studied. That's what she there for. She studied. She went to school. She did her hours in broadcasting. You was there for a full year. And you didn't learn anything for a full year. And that's all I'm looking at your own personal growth. Like, yo, like you're sitting on one of the biggest morning shows ever. And you mean that you didn't go ahead and take some coaching?
But I ain't gonna lie, man. I got to give Jess a little bit of credit. Because she threw the sisterhood right under the bus. She was like, fuck that. I got to eat. She was like, she over here shining and shit. She started hating. That's all that shit was. It was, that was internal hate. She was like, man, she over here shining. She over here winning. They keying in here. She was like, man, I ain't trying to have this shit on my turf.
I'm going to say this, though. The only reason why the Breakfast Club, kept her is because it was just bad timing with the situation. Because like she was out during the maternity leave, and they already found their replacement. So technically, they didn't really need her anymore because they saw the ratings. They saw like how the other woman, whoever she is, like carried herself. But unfortunately, they have to keep her because otherwise they'll be under scrutiny.
Yeah, DJ Envy tried to do that politician nonsense. Hey, if you're uncomfortable, this is your show. We could get rid of anybody. Like, man, shut up. I would have stopped Jess Hilarious at the door. Like, look, man, we got a new person. She gonna be on the show. You don't like it? Get the hell out. Get to stepping. Matter of fact, here's your box. Kick rocks. Like we done with
you. You caught what she said? Like she came in and she did research. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, she was prepared. Like, was she supposed to be just stumbling over shit? That's what you wanted? That's why I say she was hating. She was revealing what it should have happened in her mind. Like, she was prepared.
Right? Yeah, but see, that's your fault. She should have been putting the work in.
That's
I blame DJ.
See, that's the thing, though. Is like, they know that she was not going to do that, though. Like, I don't know. I just can't. Like, this shit just funny. It's just fool's gold to me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the new chick, whoever she is, brand new, fresh out the box. Don't know who she is ultimately. But it's like, again, this has been their tempo. 2 goofy niggas and 1 mindset female. It's been the same tempo. You think this is different? Like, you see this chick is like, yeah, she bringing the same tempo Angela Yee bring. The beauty, the looks, and the knowledge. And then these 2 goofballs just be 2 goofballs talking shit.
Yeah, I think they tried something different. And I think when Jess was gone, that's when it was like, damn, it's kind of nice without her here. You know what I'm saying? We got this new person. For real, man. Like, the environment was like what they were comfortable with. Like what Wally's saying. It's like, man, you know what, man? Maybe we just need to stick to our format. We tried this bullshit.
They allowed that shit to be sold the way they wanted to. And that's why I'm like, you just got to, that's my point, is like, because I'm going to say this, right? Just looking at the video, because like you said, right? Oh, we're supposed to be a team, and then and whoop-de-woo and all this other stuff.
Yeah, she gave a teammate speech, like she Phil Jackson and shit.
Say this. I don't know how much quote unquote control Mr. Charlemagne really has of his own little platform, but let's just be real. When you always under somebody else, don't be surprised if that person's staying around, because guaranteedly, whatever Charlemagne may think, he will tell you like, oh yeah, she can be gone tomorrow. Bullshit. The people tell you, oh no, we keep her.
Nah, Charlemagne did it smart in this one. I got to give Charlemagne a little bit. He did the light skin sacrifice, so he's like, DJ Envy, you go talk to her. he played the background. He was like, fuck that, I ain't touching this shit. She just got back from pregnancy. That's a HR complaint. He's like, DJ Envy, take your light skinned ass over there and you calm these waters. Goddamn it. Give her the family speech.
But you know the crazy part about it, right? There was something about she could have done the segments from home on laptop, like, because it's a 4-hour show, and she chose not to do it, right? And I'm just like, yo, like at one point when we have these blessings of a jobs, right, and you on contract and you bringing in money and you're on a big platform, you got to start looking at like, what else can I do to make myself better and to do better and to grow? And I think
that's the big leagues, like you said, man. You on a whole different stage. Like, yeah, you gotta make some improvements. I ain't saying like, man, you gotta
see. That's the thing, though. But my thing is, in this case with Jess, because honestly, I'm gonna be honest, right? You literally walked into a situation. You didn't have no communications degree. You didn't have nothing that really, really slot you in this, this area overall, right? Because let's be honest, it's not like you really needed a communications degree. It's like just talking, right? Let's just be real here. But ultimately, all in all, you come in a very perfect situation. You're a big name. You're a female comedian, right? You're coming into a show that's pretty much in your wheelhouse of entertainment and talking and making conversations like anybody else. You may crack a little bit of your jokes here and there, but see, that's the thing, right? How you a female comedian and you got pressure with what people will say about you, and or like whatever the situation is overall. And I get it. You just got done with a pregnancy. You feel some type of way. You feel like you're being replaced. You feel like you're about to be cut for whatever reasons of this new person coming through the playing field and all that. And I get it. and it feels like there's betrayal in the airwaves. But then you got people telling you in the back sceneries, like, hey, don't worry about it. Everything's all good. You're still here. We got you. Don't act like you're going to be replaced. It's like, just
don't forget, she got pregnant by Pookie. So Lord knows there ain't no security at home.
You know that. We ain't going to talk about that. But look, all I have to say about this is why you just handle business. You just keep it forward and handle business, because at the end of the damn day, just keep it pushing. Because she's in a perfect position where she can just do the same thing what Angela Yee did. Come in here, do her shit, pivot, and take this and milk it and go do her own shit somewhere else.
Hell nah.
Angela
Yee was professional.
If you think about this, hey, if Carisha, aka the Sid Girl shit, can do her own freaking podcast, regardless if it was freaking with a certain help of someone with, you know, having motion of taking things from people. And look, all I'm saying is, don't be surprised if she can have a decent show with people may consider it a decent show, whatever that is to them. You can do this. She can do the same thing, probably better.
But Wally, she was there for a full year. She had access to a lot of people, and she went ahead and got pregnant by a Pookie.
Hey,
that's what I'm just saying. Like the opportunity,
I don't really got no time for all that. I don't got time for all that.
And you went back to what you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
That's one, right?
All people
like
do
you are who you are.
Go back what they're comfortable with.
But I'm just gonna say this, right? I just want to say this, like, yo, like, this is for everybody. At some point, when you reach a certain level, it's okay to leave the hood. It's okay.
I don't know. They again, people live on default, just like you said. Most people ain't gonna never get off of that. People don't. That's why I'm trying to tell you. People get to a point. It's just like this, right? The moment you start getting hooked, and you reach up, and you get from level 1 to level 5, you didn't really work the level 2s, level 3s, and level 4s. You just jumped to level 5. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, and this is my whole point. There's no humbleness within herself to open her eyes and be like, you know what? Maybe I jumped the broom with this one. But that's the problem. People don't motherfucking open their eyes to this shit. That's why I can't blame Charlemagne ultimately.
Hey, look, I just want to say this one last thing. For anybody to think I'm humble, but look, when I go back home, I lock my doors and roll up my windows. I'm not. I'm just here to go to JJ Fish and Shrimp just to get my chicken. And then I'm just locking my windows and closing my door. I don't want. You gotta leave the hood stuff alone and move forward with your life.
Yeah, I'm with you. And before we jump to the next topic, I am tired of seeing light-skinned hood dudes with bad braids, man. Like, y'all gotta rep light-skinned dudes a little better, man. You can't be having bad braids out here.
What is this?
Like, if you gonna be out here banging, man, bang right, man. Get your braids together. Bro, you gotta get a fresh lineup.
Wait, who are we talking about?
The dude that was in the picture with her.
Wait, what? Was you doing?
Did Wally see it? I don't think Wally saw
it. I don't see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can. I don't know if I could be able to find it again.
Okay.
Yeah, like the old school Chris Brown like type of dress or something.
Yeah.
It's like those box dress.
you gonna be light skinned and rep it right. God damn it. Get you a fade. If you can't grow the braids out, stop playing with it.
Wow.
But all right, for the next segment,
the light skin on light skin violence.
Yeah, man, I'm tired of these brothers, man, making us look soft, man. We took too many L's in 2025.
I mean, let's
be
real here. Drake has already made y'all took some L's.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Drake from Canada. Don't put Drake from Canada. All our lives we have to fight.
Hey, he's still quote unquote a red nigga.
Nah, he is. He hella light skinned.